Hi, Susan Finley from Train Smarter. Are you familiar with the term sarcopenic obesity? If not, you may have heard of being skinny fat. A couple of weeks ago, I had a client come in for the first time, and I'd never seen her before. And when I looked at her, I thought, oh dear, I think she may be anorexic. But as we got to started chatting, she said, you know, I'm skinny fat. And I said, are you sure about that? And she said, oh yeah, I'm quite sure. I said, well, let's let the InBody machine tell us what the real story is. The InBody machine has the accuracy of underwater weighing, and when we measured her, she measured at 5'1", 102 pounds, and 30% body fat. 30% of her body is fat. So she has sarcopenic obesity. Who's at risk for sarcopenic obesity? As you get older, everybody's at risk of it if you don't work to maintain your muscle mass, because you start to lose muscle as you become less active and the body fat percentage goes up. Another group of people at risk for it are the people who have dieted frequently in the past, because if they're not working to maintain muscle mass, every time they lose weight, they're losing muscle and fat, but when the weight comes back, they're only putting fat back on. So the fat percentage goes up even though the weight on the scale may not change and they may not look a lot different. What happens when you have sarcopenic obesity? Well, you're at greater risk of falls because you don't have the strength and the agility to maintain yourself. You are at greater risk for arthritis because you're lacking muscle to maintain joint integrity. You are likely to be a lot more tired at the end of the day because the lack of muscle makes everything you do all day make you a lot more tired, and that tiredness can lead to depression. And more recently, I've seen research that indicates that people with sarcopenic obesity are at risk of dementia. If you have sarcopenic obesity, you need to do what probably most all of us need to do. You need to be strength training, building that bone mass, building that muscle mass. The recommendations are to follow the Mediterranean diet or the DASH diet, the two most highly rated diets, and make sure that you increase your protein intake if it is low. So at least a half a gram of protein for each pound of body weight that you have. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and we'll teach you how to train smarter.